Welcome back to this already the final segment of today's Price of Business. I am your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. Got Chris Kidd here in the studio. Wow, Chris, I got to tell you, I had high expectations when we began doing, our series on sports, entertainment, and business, but it's been pretty phenomenal of not only who you've been able to find, but who are now chasing you to do interviews. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's been pretty exciting.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about, first of all, let's do a recap. We've had now several former professional football players on the program. Got several more in the pipeline coming down the line. Who are some of the ones that we've talked to here on the program?
Goodness, I know there was Keon Carpenter, who played for the Atlanta Falcons, has an amazing charity organization that he runs now. There's Jordan Black, who lives here in Houston. He was in the studio with us. Phenomenal guy.
Cool guy. Super smart.
Yeah, I mean, I was really impressed with him. I mean, one of the it was great talking with him during and after the show. But I mean, it goes to show you that a lot of, not all professional athletes are the guys that go out and go crazy. He had a pretty good head on his shoulders. I mean, I was really blown away with his story about living in, I think he said he spent $300 a month on his apartment his first year in the NFL, which was really, really surprising to me, and that said a lot.
It does say a lot, and he seemed very humble.
Yeah, very humble, really low key, great guy. And then there was Howard Cross, who played for the New York Giants, had a Super Bowl ring and everything, and he was a sharp guy as well. And we got a lot of good advice for some of the upcoming athletes that are being drafted or that just got drafted, and some of those others who are going to try to make the team during training camps and stuff.
I want to talk to you in a minute about the draft and what your thoughts were about the draft. But, we also talked to some of the lawyers that are play a huge role, sometimes good, bad, and ugly. But the ones we were talking to seem like good guys in helping these athletes stay in their best stead. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I was really impressed with David Pessin. He represents a lot of high-level sports athletes in different other mini sports, and does a lot of kind of wealth protection, helps them protect their assets. And we actually may have him coming back on again here somewhere coming up. That's something that we've been talking about, and he had some great advice as well. One of his clients that he's worked with before, I remember him talking about Sam Cassell, and Sam, maybe
that was interesting.
Yeah, maybe we'll have Sam in here as well. Yeah. I liked some of the things that Sam teaches some of the younger NBA players now. A lot of good advice there.
Yeah, he was a big part of that those two world championships.
Yeah, I was really hoping we were going to get there
really
this year.
Hot when it mattered.
He was.
He was kind of not the most extraordinary player, but all of a sudden when it was clutch time, he helped develop that clutch city reputation. And certainly in the playoffs, man, that guy showed up for playoffs.
Yeah, him and Robert Horry. I mean, those guys hit some of
Robert Horry,
the
I
biggest
think
shots.
has more world championship rings than anyone in the history of NBA.
I think you're right, and I definitely think that he's got more than Michael Jordan, which is like. He's like my NBA hero of all time, but
he's most people's NBA hero. I think
he's pretty amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And Robert Horry was always the best sixth man.
Yeah,
that he wasn't the superstar, but boy, you look. I think 3 franchises got rings, and I think 2 of them, if not 3 of them, got multiple rings. Him playing with those franchises.
Yeah,
that's a pretty significant sixth man.
And he
7 rings. Does anyone else have 7 rings? No, I don't think so.
Maybe Bill Russell, maybe, or
nope.
Not even him.
No, that's unbelievable.
Maybe as a coach.
Yeah, and he was incredible for those, seconds left and buzzer shots, and sure enough, there's another 3 points, and they win by 1. Incredible.
11, Bill Russell.
Bill Russell's 11. Yeah, I was going to say there may have been a couple more, but he's among the most. I mean, it's just incredible.
I certainly don't think anybody has as many championship rings with as many teams.
That's for sure. Yeah, but how many teams did Bill Russell play on?
Yeah.
That solves that problem, right? Back then, there was a little bit of loyalty back in the day, right? And both by players and by teams. But real quickly, Sigmund, go ahead and turn on your mic. Go ahead and name off the top five.
Okay, Bill Russell, far and away, he's got 11 championships, all with the Celtics. There's not even close to being a question the Celtics were the best team of all time when you look at this list. Bill Russell, Sam Jones, Tom Heinsohn, Casey Jones, Tom Satch Sanders, John Havlicek, Jim Loskadov. I'm sorry, I'm not a big...
What's interesting about most of those guys, with the exception of Russell, almost all of them are 6 men.
Yeah.
They're not the top 5
Frank
guys.
Ramsey.
All the guys that were on the bench.
Frank Ramsey and then Robert Horry. Robert Horry has 7. But the other guys have 7 or greater. 7, 8. A bunch have 8, 10, and 11. Bill Russell with 11 is just...
7's unbelievable, though.
But, think about it. He beats out Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Michael Jordan.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about the big event that happened on Thursday. Round one. They got this is now a multi-day event, and they've made a lot of fanfare about it. But let's focus on the shocking news. I thought of Johnny Football being was he number 1 for the second round? Is that what he ended up landing?
He
with the
ended
Cleveland
up
Browns?
number 22 with Cleveland.
Was that the second round though?
No, it was the first round, but it was
22,
22nd overall pick.
Wow.
There was a lot of talk of him being drafted possibly number 1, and I kind of felt bad for the guy having to wait around that long. But I mean, he's getting paid anyway, and he's got the endorsement, so don't feel bad for him for that.
No,
long.
he did it to himself though, because he's going around doing that little money thing, and he I'm sure his people around him were telling him this is the way you got to play it. This is the way you got to play it. Didn't work out.
Yeah, I thought he was remarkably immature, to be perfectly honest with you. And it's okay to be that immature, but you don't demonstrate it. Demonstrate it with your buddies, with the doors closed. You don't do the little money stuff in people's faces. And I'm very concerned, and he's incredibly fun to watch. Maybe the funnest college football player I've ever seen, and I love his confidence. Just off the chart. You got to love those things, admire those things about him. But who with that style of football has succeeded on the NFL level?
Yeah, that's a pretty good question.
That's the question that led him being Cleveland Browns' choice down in the 20-somethings.
And I'm a big Cowboys fan, and I was very surprised that they didn't pick him up, mostly because I think he would have been a really good fit as a backup to Tony Romo and something to build upon when, if something happens to Romo, or if, when he finally retires, because
and he's getting old enough to
their playing style is very similar. So I thought he would have been a good pick, but I do think that they probably did the smart thing by going with an offensive lineman. I think that will probably help a lot more right now. And I certainly am happy with the Texans pick. I think we're going to have a deadly defense. I think people are going to come in and they're going to be scared to death.
Quarterbacks are going to have nightmares.
There's no way you can block every one of those guys. I mean, you got Cushing in the middle, and you got JJ on one side and Clowney on the other. It's going to be a nightmare for opposing offenses.
When I saw Clayton, right?
Which one?
Clowney? Clayton, yeah. When I saw him as a freshman, I said, that guy could play in the NFL today.
Yeah.
As a freshman, I said that. That guy was like a freight train. I never seen such velocity.
Watch out for his work ethic, though.
Supposed to be out the chart. He's supposed to be one of the most disciplined players they've seen.
Clowney?
Yeah.
Can you imagine people wearing Clowney on the back of their, the jersey?
I
Clowney?
see.
I don't know, man.
Yeah. I'm told he's got, got one of the most disciplined work ethics. He should have a 10-year-plus career. That's what they're telling me because of that work ethic.
I hope you're right. He's definitely got some good guys around him that will hold him accountable and teach him
J.J. Watt.
Even step up his
J.J. Watt.
I mean, talk about a
J.J.
work
Watt
ethic.
called him yesterday and said, "I hope you're ready," or on Thursday rather. I hope you're ready to work. Welcome to the team. Hope you're ready to work. There's no question about it. It's going to be dynamite. Chris Kidd, he's dynamite too. I love having him on the show. chriskidd.com. That's KIDD. chriskidd.com. Great stuff.
Good to be here.
Looking forward to more great interviews. I'm Kevin Price. You've been listening to The Price of Business. Our best content here shows up over there at usdailyreview.com. Stay tuned for more great program right after this.